Hello there. Sorry for the sudden contact. Are you Frank's wife?
Yes, I am. Who is this?
Actually, I'm dating your husband. My name is Amber.
Seriously? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Didn't Frank tell you? I told him to talk to you properly.
Honestly speaking, I haven't heard anything from him. Are you saying that my husband is having an affair with you?
I don't think it's an affair anyway.
Why do you think so?
Because Frank and I really love each other. So it's definitely not an affair. Well, in the eyes of the general public, it may be seen as some sort of cheating. I'm sorry about that.
Well, what do you want from me then? I have nothing to say to you. By the way, are you aware how risky it is for you to contact me like this?
Of course I do. But I still had to contact you since you're Frank's current wife.
Current wife, huh? Sorry, but I'm confused about a lot of things, and there are still some things I haven't caught up on. First, how did you find out about my contact information?
Of course I looked at Frank's phone, memorized his ID, and searched for it. I did it while he was sleeping.
I don't think you should have done that. I mean, you just used his phone without permission, and you contacted me recklessly.
Anyway, we're prepared to pay you the full amount of the alimony.
I can see that you're very well prepared. Excuse me for asking this question, but do you have a job?
I'm a receptionist at the company Frank works for. I have some savings.
I see. By the way, how much are you planning to pay for the alimony?
About $2,000. I think that's more than enough, right?
I think you need to revise the amount.
What? Are you telling me that you only need less than that?
Of course not. I wonder why you don't understand about the correct amount for alimony. But I can see that you're not sorry for what you've done at all.
So you mean that the amount is $20,000?
Yes, that's right. It depends on the case anyway.
That much? That's too much.
I have a 2-year-old daughter. Your affair with my husband will hurt her feelings badly too. You have to take into consideration as well.
I know you have a young child, but we have a child here too.
Are you kidding me? I can't believe that.
You know what? I'm pregnant and it's Frank's child.
Really?
Yes, I'm 4 months pregnant.
Oh my God, I can't believe Frank made you pregnant.
I want to give birth to this child and build a happy family with Frank. So please, Julia, please divorce Frank so I can get married to him.
I haven't heard anything from Frank himself. Besides, I have a child to take care of, so I need to check first. Can you give me time to talk with Frank?
Of course. I'm sure that he will divorce you. As for the alimony, I would appreciate it if you could give me a small discount. It costs a lot of money to have a baby.
That sounds very selfish. I will consult with a legal expert and determine the amount.
You must divorce Frank as soon as possible, before this baby is born.
Either way, I don't think it will take that much time, so please don't worry. Now, if you'll excuse me. I had a hunch that Frank was having an affair, but I had no idea that he was having a child. I was still in a daze about how to tell him and greeted him when he came home. When he came home and tried to touch my daughter, I felt a surge of disgust. I realized that I've had enough, so I started discussing about divorce. Hello, Amber. Sorry for the delay.
Finally, you contacted me. I've been waiting for you.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It took a long time. I finally finished the divorce proceedings with Frank.
Really? I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Anyway, have you heard anything from Frank yet?
I've only met him at work since then, so I haven't heard anything from him.
Well, I asked Frank to pay alimony and child support in one lump sum. I have hired a lawyer to complete all the procedures. We are now preparing to file a claim for alimony against you. I can't believe you don't know something as important as this.
You're still going to ask for alimony?
You were prepared for this, weren't you?
Of course, I saved up the money so that me and Frank can build a happy family together.
I will send the amount to you again by a certified mail. Please follow the instructions and make your payment.
By the way, how much is it?
Approximately $30,000.
What? That's too much. Can you at least make it less? I'm going to have a baby now, and I'm sure I'm going to need a lot of things. You have a child yourself, so you understand that, don't you?
Of course, I understand that a child costs money, but that's not a different case. I'm not going to give you any discount for alimony. I have a young child. My husband cheated on me, and we're getting divorced. You have robbed the mother and her daughter of their happiness. Please understand that and remorse on what you've done.
I understand. I have Frank to support the household income anyway. I think I can manage, so I will pay you the alimony. It must be hard for you now that Frank is no longer your breadwinner, huh?
Yes, it is hard. Thank you for your concern.
I'm sorry I stole Frank away from you.
Why did you go out with him if you knew that he was a married man? You knew the consequences, didn't you?
Because I fell in love with him and wanted to be in a serious relationship. Frank said that his wife isn't pretty. He said it over and over again that he'd rather have me since I'm young and pretty. I can't just abandon him, can I?
Oh, I see.
Julia, you're busy taking care of your child that you got distracted and abandoned your responsibility to take care of yourself as a woman. That's why Frank dumped you. I think it can't be helped.
What do you mean?
I think you should reconsider that before you find the next person you want to have a date with.
Thank you for your advice.
My pleasure. The key to happiness is for a woman to always be pretty. I think it would be good for you to keep that in mind.
I've never met you, but I'm sure you must be very pretty.
Well, I'm a receptionist who works for a major company. I'm sure that I was hired because of my beauty.
I see. You must be Frank's favorite type of woman.
Do you think so? Frank has been in love with me from the beginning. I'm so happy to think that I'm destined to be loved by him from now on.
I hope that your happiness will last for a long time.
Julia, thank you so much for divorcing Frank. I hope you'll live a happy life too.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. At this time, I was sure that Amber really thought she could be happy. I told my lawyer to request alimony from Julia. She agreed to pay in installments as a lump sum and indeed difficult. 2 weeks after the first payment, she learned the truth about Frank.
Julia, what on earth is going on? Please contact me now. Please.
Amber, what's wrong?
Don't pretend that you don't know anything about this. Why doesn't Frank come to me?
I don't know, okay, but he already left the house. I thought he went to your place.
Please don't lie to me. I know you divorced Frank in order to get a high alimony payment from me. You lied and stayed with him, didn't you? This is a fraud. Are you regretting it now? Please let Frank go as soon as possible.
What are you talking about? Frank has moved out of the house. My daughter and I have already moved out too. I don't even know where he is. When he left, Frank said he's going to be with someone he really loves. Didn't he go to your place? I don't even know what happened to him after he left home.
Not only did he not come, but I can't talk to him when I see him at work, and I can't contact him. What should I do?
Well, looks like the woman Frank loves is not you. What a pity.
I don't understand what you're trying to say. Please explain.
It's Frank's fault for not informing you properly, isn't it? Actually, he's having affairs with 3 women, including you. You really didn't know about that?
Seriously? You mean he's having affairs with several women at a time?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? From the beginning, I had a feeling that he was cheating on me. When I got a call from you and questioned him, he came up with names other than you. When I asked him more, he told me that he was having an affair with 3 other women, including you. Can you believe that? He's such a jerk. I don't think I can do the same thing. Of course, I won't do anything that will hurt others' feelings.
Are you really sure about that? Do you think he went to other women's place? But he told me that he loves me. I'm pregnant with this child.
I know. Did you tell him about that?
I did. I just said it on the phone.
I'm sure he ran away from you. He's a coward.
That sucks. If I pay you the alimony, I'll be penniless. What should I do?
You promised me to pay the alimony. You also agreed to the amount. You should be thankful that I'm letting you pay in installments. It's none of my business. How are you going to get the money from?
What are you talking about? I don't think I should be thankful to you.
Let me say it again. I have nothing to do with Frank anymore. From now on, please get in touch with him by yourself.
I tried, but he didn't answer my calls. Can you contact him for me? I'm sure he'll listen to you. Please help me.
Why should I cooperate with an unfaithful husband who caused my divorce? That's a complete nonsense.
But Frank went for another woman. It's not just my fault, don't you think so?
Stop talking nonsense. It's your fault too. I'm not saying that I hate you, but I won't cooperate with you even if the world turned upside down. I've suffered enough myself. I have no time to deal with your joke.
Please don't say that. If Frank leaves me, how am I supposed to live from now on?
No matter what it takes, why don't you just get Frank to admit that he's the father of your child?
But he won't contact me. That's why I'm asking you a favor.
I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I'm not Frank's wife anymore. I don't want to get involved.
You won't help me? I won't be able to pay the alimony if you don't help me. If that happens, you'll be in trouble too, right?
Don't worry, I'll do whatever it takes to get my alimony paid. I'll never let you run away from paying the alimony.
Please, if I don't, do help me. I'll really be all by myself. That's impossible. Julia, we love the same man, right?
I regret it so much now, but I don't even want to be reminded of it.
Please don't say that. I thought me and Frank were about to get married and have a baby. I quit my job too. So please, at least you must cancel the alimony. I beg you. I can't pay that much by myself.
Please transfer the fee to the specified account and the specified amount on the specified date. A promise is a promise. I'm sorry that I'm not a kind person.
Oh no! I apologize from the bottom of my heart for having an affair with your husband. Please forgive me.
That's not the way to say it. You haven't apologized from the bottom of your heart before, have you?
That's not true. I apologize from the bottom of my heart even more than before. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm a victim too, so please reconsider about the amount of alimony.
There's no way I'm going to do that. Please just pay the alimony since I appreciate it more sincerely than your apology.
I don't have any money. Please, at least tell Frank somehow. He said that he would come to me. I can't even give birth to his baby at this point.
Frank has nothing to do with me anymore. I have no obligation to take care of you that much. Well, I'd be better off now. I wish you a long and happy life.
I can't live a happy life in this state. Julia, please.
That's because you were having an affair with Frank. I sincerely hope that from now on you won't make the same mistake ever again. Goodbye. In the end, Amber got so desperate that she told everything out loud at the office. She and Frank were both called in by the HR. It seems that all the other women with whom Frank was having an affair were in different departments in the company. Frank is now in a sticky situation. Well, he got what he deserved anyway. I'm going to check with the other partners to see if they knew that I was married to Frank. I'm consulting with a lawyer to see if I should file a claim for alimony. Frank seems to end up together with Amber, who is pregnant with this child. I hope the two of them will do their best from now on.
Mac, we're breaking up.
Huh? What the hell? Where did that come from all of a sudden? Lexi? What's going on?
I just told you, didn't I? We're breaking up. The engagement is off.
Seriously, what the hell? You got me so off guard here, I don't even know what to say.
It might seem sudden to you, but I promise you, I've been thinking about doing this for a long, long time.
But we only have 2 more months until the wedding, Lexi.
Exactly. It's precisely because we're so close now that I had to stop and do some serious soul searching. When I thought about what kind of family we'd end up being, what our home life would be like, what kind of married couple we'd be, I've been doing all sorts of thinking about what our married life would look like, you know? And I'm sorry, Mac, but it's just not the life I imagined for myself.
Huh? Huh? How do you mean?
How should I put this? It's like, no matter how hard I try, I find it impossible to imagine us having a future together. Or rather, when I picture what my idea of happily married life looks like, you're not a part of it. I guess you could say I was finally honest enough with myself to accept that.
What are you saying?
It's important to have a vision for the future, you know? Especially when you find yourself stood on the precipice of one of life's major turning points. But when you're about to embark on a new start and you're already having major doubts, you have to stop and have a difficult conversation with yourself about whether it's truly what's right for you. Look on the bright side. At least we didn't actually end up getting married, so we both get to come out of the other side without becoming divorcees. So please, just agree to breaking off the engagement so we can both move on.
I'm gonna need some time for this, Lexi. This has all been so sudden, and I need some time to process everything you just told me before I can give you a proper answer.
Come on, Mac, is it really that difficult?
Nothing you say will change my mind. I need time to process this.
Fine, I'll give you 3 days.
Just 3 days?
Actually, I think I'm being pretty generous, because nothing you say will change my mind. Which means 3 days is a waste of time as far as I'm concerned. That said, I get that you're shocked, so I'm willing to compromise. I understand how you feel, so are you gonna meet me halfway and consider my feelings too?
Fine, I'll message you in 3 days then.
Just remember that no matter how long you wait, nothing's gonna change my mind.
Mac, I just saw the message you sent me last night. I'm so sorry I couldn't reply straight away, bro. I was on night shift and we're not allowed to take our phones outside the locker room while on the premises. Hey, Tony. Sorry for sending you such a weird message out of nowhere. Lexi dropped a bombshell on me and she said that she wants to break off the engagement and I didn't know who else to talk to about it. Don't sweat it. I'm your friend. And I wouldn't want you to go through this alone, so I'm glad you reached out to me. I'm sorry if I worried you. Thanks, buddy. I see. So is that why? Is that why? Listen, Mac, there's something about Lexi you should know. Huh? I'm sorry to tell you this when you've already got a broken heart, because it's probably going to sting a little. But you might want to deal with it immediately, so I don't really have a choice. Whoa, what is this? Whoa, what is it? You're scaring me now. This all happened about 2 months ago. I saw Lexi while I was on my way to work a few times, but every time I did, she was with some other dude. Huh? Wait, what? I saw them together in the same place every time. Every time I saw them, they were walking down the long street you come onto. Every time I saw them, they were walking down the long street you come onto after turning right out of McPherson Station. I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you where that street goes, right? That's where all the hotels are. Bingo. The first time I didn't think anything of it. I figured she was probably just with some guy friend, and they just happened to be walking that way while on their way somewhere else. But from the second time onwards, I had a bad feeling not only due to her being with the same guy again, but also they were way too intimate with each other just to be friends. I see. I'm sorry I waited so long to tell you, buddy. I just didn't know the right way to go about it. When I saw them again yesterday, I got super annoyed with myself for keeping it quiet all this time and swore to tell you. I was actually going to do it today. I can tell it's been eating away at you, Tony, and I'm sorry to hear that. Don't feel bad, okay? I understand why you didn't tell me. Thank you. What are you going to do next? Well, first of all, it's safe to say the engagement's officially off and I'm going to need proof of the affair. But there's no doubt about it. Me and Lexi have been drifting apart for a long time. I always did my best to talk to her as much as I could, to make time for date nights and things, and I tried to make her happy, I really did, but for some reason, nothing seemed to work. She always just seemed so distant. In a way, I'm actually pleased because now I know why. Now, I can happily break off the engagement. Mac, I get you want to put on a brave face, but it's normal for this to suck, you know? It's fine, really. Anyway, once the engagement's been canceled, I'll have to deal with the small matter of how to make sure Lexi takes full responsibility for what she did. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help, pal. I'm always here. I might just do that. Thanks, Broseph. Lexi, I've decided to break off the engagement.
Wow, really? Gee, thanks, babe. To be honest, I was kind of worried you'd dig your heels in and refuse. I'm really pleased you've decided to be a mature, responsible adult about it. Oh yeah, one more thing. As for letting everyone know we're breaking off the engagement, I think it's best we both tell our parents, friends, and all the people we invited to the wedding individually. There's no need to go making a big drama out of the whole thing, right? You've agreed to go along with the engagement, so let's deal with the rest quietly before going our separate ways for good.
You're right. That works fine for me for the time being.
Thanks for being so mature about us breaking up. To tell you the truth, I already found my new boyfriend. It's not easy being this much of a hit with the guys, you know. Anyway, I think we're just about done here. I'm so pleased that we were able to part ways on such good terms. Now it's time for a clean break. Woohoo! Bye-bye.
Mac, something crazy happened. You gotta hear this. What is it? It turns out the guy Lexi was cheating on you with is one of my coworkers. Wow, are you serious? Yeah, and get this. He has a reputation for being the most useless, deadweight blockhead at the company. He's such a pain in the ass that he routinely gets passed from department to department because no one wants anything to do with him. He just got assigned to my department today, so I finally saw his face for the first time. But I've been hearing rumors about him here for years. He's somewhat of a legendary figure at my company for being so damn useless. I thought he looked familiar when I saw him at morning call. Then I remembered he was the dude I kept seeing Lexi walking towards the hotel district. Wow, what are the odds? Now that I think about it, the street next to McPherson Station where I kept seeing him isn't that far away from my workplace. Obviously, I can't be sure, but I can say there's a pretty strong chance he's been meeting up with Lexi there after work for months. I see. Yeah. And that's not all. I don't know whether it's because he's trying to assert himself as the hotshot new guy in my department or whether this is just what he's always like, but he literally didn't stop bragging about himself all day. He even mentioned you and Lexi. What? Well, let me be clear. He didn't specifically say your names, but he was bragging about how he stole some loser's fiance and making himself out to be this huge stud in front of all of the female employees. Then he went around the whole office showing everyone a photo of him with Lexi before jumping on my desk and playing air guitar while spinning his head around like some wannabe rock star and yelling, "Don't challenge the stallion," at the top of his voice. Wow, are you for real? Sadly, yes. It turns out instead of totally being dead weight at the office, he's also a total jerk who thinks stealing another dude's girl is something to brag about. Does this guy have mental problems? That was my first thought, but then I realized that would be an insult to people with mental problems. The guy's something else. I'm pretty sure it became universally hated in my department within 5 minutes of meeting everyone. What's his name? Bartholomew Abe. What? What is it? No way. Unless I'm thinking of someone else with the same name. Which, let's face it, it's pretty unlikely. That's the jerk who used to bully everyone at my high school. No way. Seriously? Hang on a sec, could it be? I think this could be his way of getting revenge on me for what happened back then. Revenge? To cut a long story short, he had a crush on my cousin. He wouldn't stop following her around school, writing her love letters and asking her out on dates. But she wasn't interested, so I kind of ended up becoming her bodyguard. I often used to hear about how much he hated me for it, but since I was bigger than him and trained Wing Chun, he never had any balls to say anything to my face. Wow, I see. Anyway, if it really is him, I have a little trick up my sleeve. What are you gonna do? Me and him both grew up in the same town and we know a lot of the same people, which means gathering information on him is gonna be a piece of cake. I see. Alright, that sounds promising. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll pretend I don't know you and feign ignorance if he starts boasting about stealing Lexi again. Yeah, could you? That'd be great. Sorry you got dragged into this crap, bud. If you find out anything else, it'd be great if you could let me know as soon as possible. You have nothing to be sorry for, Mac. And sure, of course.
Mac, what the hell is this letter that just showed up at my mom and dad's place? You better start explaining right now. Why in God's name would I pay you compensation? Not only that, but why in the crap would I cover all the wedding expenses?
Which part don't you understand? Isn't it obvious? You're the one who called off the engagements, so why would you get out of footing the bill?
What are you talking about? Why should I pay you compensation when we didn't even get married? Are you stupid?
I should be asking you that. This was hardly a regular breakup, was it? We had the wedding venue booked, invites sent, a band hired, a cake ordered, your dress, my tux. We had everything in order, Lexi. The wedding company explained in advance there'd be a cancellation fee of the quoted amount plus 30% in the event of a cancellation within 3 months of the wedding day. Not only did the representative explain in person when we went in, but we both signed a contract and received email copies of the terms and conditions.
Huh?
I went through all of the cancellation procedures myself. And not only that, but I had to borrow the money from elsewhere because I didn't have enough left after spending so much on the wedding. Obviously, I was going to bill you for everything when you're the one who called off the engagement. Am I doing something wrong here? Please feel free to go through my messages again and pick fault if I'm mistaken somehow, because I assure you I'm not.
Fine. Well, what about the compensation?
You can still claim compensation without getting married, you dummy.
Wait, what? No way. You're lying.
Not only that, but you cheated on me.
What? No, I did not.
Sorry, Lexi, but you're not going to be able to lie your way out of this one. I put the proof of the affair, including pictures of you being intimate with your lover in public, in a separate brown envelope inside the compensation bill letter.
No way. That's what's in the envelope?
Get back in touch with me once you've taken a look inside if you dare.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. How did you find out?
Shall I be completely honest with you?
Tell me!
I'm so sorry. I almost fell over laughing when I realized how easy you made it to collect proof you were cheating on me.
What?
You do know that your lover, Bartholomew Abe, was in my class in high school, right?
Sure I did, but so what? What's your point?
So you should have known he was the most hated guy in my entire neighborhood too, right?
Huh?
Not only that, but he was also hated by the very kinds of people you do not want to make enemies of. Which is why when I headed back into town and enlisted the help of some of my old friends in the form of calling in some favors with their connections, I had enough evidence to prove the affair 10 times over within just a few days.
It was really that easy?
Come on, Lexi, face reality. Even without the help of my friends, it was never going to be difficult to prove he was going around bragging to everyone who'd listen about how he'd stolen Mac's fiancée and was now officially the superior male. He even posted photos and videos of you both together in the office group chat.
God damn it, that moron. Are you being serious right now?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Bartholomew wouldn't happen to have stopped messaging you these last few days, would he?
Well, yes. I thought it was just because he's busy since getting moved to a new department at work.
I have some friends who work at one of the office buildings outside the hotel district near McPherson Station. They gave me several witness accounts reporting seeing him going into one of the hotels with a young blonde a total of 5 times over the last 2 days.
Wait, what? Bartholomew with another woman? But why? Why would he do this to me? I thought we had something special. You've got to be kidding me. I broke off my engagement for that asshole.
There's one more thing you should know. Apparently, Bartholomew's uncle found out about his nephew's misdeeds for the first time yesterday, as well as kindly agreeing to shoulder the burden for the compensation his nephew's gonna owe me. He also drove him out to a remote mountain temple run by a small group of Shaolin monks who operate a rehabilitation facility for violent criminals, ex-drug addicts, and other various breeds of social misfit. Something tells me you won't be hearing from him again.
What?
Anyway, I think we're pretty much done here. Make sure I get my compensation and repayment on the wedding expenses sooner rather than later, okay? My lawyer's on standby, should I need him.
Oh my god, is this real life? How can you just keep springing extra crap on me? I don't even understand what's happening anymore.
A few days after our last messages, Lexi's parents showed up at my place and apologized profusely for their wayward daughter's sickening behavior and cheating on me and breaking off the engagement. They told me they took all the savings from her bank account and sold all of their possessions in an effort to come up with some money. With that, they lowered their heads in shame and handed me an envelope containing the exact amount I requested in the invoice I sent before going home. Sadly, I can't say Lexi responded in as dignified and responsible a fashion as her parents. Apparently, she still carried on claiming to be the victim in the whole thing and showed no signs of repenting for her behavior. At their wits' end, and having heard about Bartholomew's uncle sent him to the mountain temple for rehabilitation, Lexi's parents decided to enter her into a monastery for 2 years in the hope that the nuns there would teach her how to be a decent human being. As for Bartholomew, of course his departure for the mountain temple meant he left my company. I got the funniest text from my boss a few days later. Apparently, as soon as it was announced that Bartholomew was leaving, the entire office erupted into thunderous cheering and applause. To be honest, even having him around for the short space of time we did was a huge pain in the ass for all of us. Which is why me and 2 of my coworker buddies have decided to go on a guy's vacation in Mexico to decompress.